And welcome back to the 2022 Progressive Black Hills Throwdown at the Buffalo Chips Power Sports Complex. I am Miles Haskins, Mrs. Pam Hall, and I'm going to introduce you to Sean Hayford. He's been part of the Dusty Goggles safety crew out there working all day. It's been a great day. It's been a fun day, but we are about to get the big dogs started.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys have been working phenomenally out there. We thoroughly appreciate that. You've been keeping everybody safe out on track, but now let's do a little prayer and keep everybody safe here on site and back at home.
Let's do it. Bow your heads with me. Lord, we just come before you, and we praise you for keeping everybody safe so far today. We ask for your blessing on this next race as it gets a little intense. We pray that you keep everybody safe. And just thank you for the beautiful weather today and the safety again. And as everybody travels home, just pray that you be with them and that they have safe travels. In your name we pray, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Well, thank you, Sean. It's been a great day. So now we're going to sing the greatest song in the world about the greatest country in the world, the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rugged red land, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Well, it looks like it's about time to go racing. Sean, thank you for keeping us all
Thank you,
safe.
guys.
Thanks for
Thank
everything
you.
you've done today. I'm going to let you go spectate or go back to working, whatever you'd like to do. But it looks like we're about 7 minutes away from going live racing for the 2022 Progressive Black Hills Throwdown. Pam, this is going to be one heck of a race. We've been racing. We qualified yesterday, practiced yesterday. We've been racing since 8 a.m. this morning, and now we are about to kick off the grand finale, the 4,400 main event. Unlimited suspension, unlimited horsepower, unlimited everything. This is going to be a wild show.
Definitely an exciting race for sure. Lots of people are trickling in. It's going to be an awesome race to watch. We've been telling everybody all day long to come on over here. If you are at the Buffalo Chip, and if you're over there right now and you're hearing us talk, you better get on over
You still
here.
have just a few more minutes. If you have a Buffalo Chip wristband, it is free to come on over. If not, it's only $10 per adult. Children 10 and under are free. So we are about to go live racing for the 4,400 main event.
Are you ready?
I'm
ready.
can't wait.
I'm ready. It's been a
this
great
is, like
day.
I said, I love this racing, and now it almost goes into autopilot. It's going to be one heck of a show. And on the pole is Mr. Lauren Healy, side by side with Paul Horschel in row number 1.
In row number 2 is going to be the 35 of Bailey Campbell and the 4456 of Brett Harrell.
All the way from Canada, Corey Johnson next to Brendan Thompson.
And then the next row will be the 719 of Weston Jones and the number 4 of Mr. Chip Happens McLaughlin.
And row number 5 is Hunter Sparrow and Zandy Willems.
And then in the next row, it'll be Brent Burton in the 4406 and next to the 4403 of Patrick Beckwith.
And row number 7 is Ryan Rockhold and Tom Prendergast.
And then row 8 is going to be supposed to be Paul Wolf in the 218 and the 25 of Vaughn Gittin Jr. Not sure if Vaughn is going to make it back out on race course, but I do believe Paul Wolf is not going to be out on race course
And
due to an engine.
haven't seen much of Mike Spindler come on in. We got another special guest we're going to bring in the booth, Mr. Bailey Cole. We saw him racing in the 4600 Spider Track stock class and won the class. I mean, that was a great show, wasn't it?
It was a great battle. Me and Vaughn battled the first 2 laps.
It
was door to door the entire
Yes.
time.
You and I were talking a little bit ago, and I said that was probably the highlight battle of the day was right there. It was you two that first 2 laps. I mean, you guys, you stuck a nose in. It was some of the cleanest racing, but you guys are battling.
Oh man, I was trying to be super clean with him, and I could tell he was trying to be clean with me. But there was times where I couldn't see anything but the mud and threw it up the inside a couple times, and I was like, I don't know if this one's going to stick.
Oh, no.
And I didn't know it, but you actually did have Sean riding shotgun with you, and then you had Woody Rose spotting for you, and then you spotted for Woody, and that just goes to show the whole Ultra 4 family comes together. You're having fun. Look at the smile.
Oh, yeah, no, it was a great weekend for all of us.
So on this race, do you get to just sit back and relax, or are you going to help out any other race teams?
No, I just get to watch the 44 guys.
Yeah,
That's
there
gonna
you
be
go.
fun.
It's going to be fun. You've raced a little bit of everything throughout your career, and it's great to see you back in the 4600 stock class in that Bronco. Those things are awesome. And congratulations, you got $2,000 of Ford contingency money heading your way.
That's always nice.
That can't help anything, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And look at your shirt, Yukon. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You've really stepped up in a big way. You graduated college this year and jumped right into your own sport and working well with Yukon. So
Yep. No,
pretty cool.
Yukon had been one of my partners for 7-8 years, and it was one of those opportunities where Neil over there said, come and work with me when you graduate, and gave me that opportunity, and it's been fantastic. Learning a ton and great.
Yeah, it's cool to see you stay within your home, you know what I mean? So it's cool to
100%.
see what's going on. But, the 4400 main event looks like we are 3 minutes away, and we're going to have, I think 16 cars out on course, I
16
believe.
cars.
It's going to be pretty gnarly.
Are
It is
they
gonna be.
watering the track before that?
Yeah, they just watered the last 20 minutes or so it's going to start out a little slick, but it's going to be dusty, as you know.
Oh, yeah. And there was a nice blue groove developing, so the first lap with the water on top of the blue groove is going to be
That's what
a
he's
slip and
been
show.
he's been talking about that all day
Absolutely.
long.
And what about the ruts and the potholes that are starting to build?
man.
Because right where you want to set up in a corner, it's getting rough.
So there's probably 4 or 5 turns out there, especially the long sweeper right at the bottom here after you get out of the finger, and it's in a huge rut right on the inside.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. The course, they've done a great job keeping together, but you can't do anything about that. I mean,
Oh, yeah, no.
These cars tear up the course.
That is definitely just a thing that happens with short course.
So what's your guess on who's going to win this?
Who's up at the front right now?
We have Lauren Healy right next to Paul Horschel, Bailey Campbell, Brett Harrell, Corey Johnson, Brendan Thompson. I mean, it's a pretty good field out
That's
there.
a stacked field.
It is a stack field. We
Paul
got
Horschel.
I would like
mean,
to see. I mean,
Paul Horschel and Lauren is going to be a drag
Lawrence.
race. Yeah.
Lauren's buddy, especially with the Broncos, but it'd be nice to see Paul come out here and do some
He's
good
had some
things.
unfortunate stuff this year happen, so it's definitely his time to do good.
And it's going to be cool to see because they're both big horsepower up front. So this first drag race that kicks off in just a couple minutes is going to be a wild one to watch.
Is Paul on the inside or the outside?
He is
Let's
on
see,
the-
outside. Lauren Healy be on the inside.
If it's watered the same way, I'm going to go with Paul off the start.
Oh, okay. A little more slickery on the outside or on the inside.
On
huh?
the inside, it was a
Okay.
little more wet before.
Well, we'll see how it all shakes out.
but we'll see. Yep.
This is going to be a wild show. See how Lauren Healy, our pole setter, out front, but it'll be a drag race between him and Paul Horschel.
That's going to be a good race to watch.
I think we're about a minute away from getting this party started, Bailey.
Awesome.
Yeah. it's
So
gonna
do
be
you have
sweet.
to turn around and leave like you did from Visions, have a prior engagements, or are you here for the night and
Nope,
get to
I get
hang
to
out?
hang out tonight.
Wow,
I
that's
head over to the
awesome.
Buffalo Chip.
Well,
and-
hey,
Nice.
Racers Appreciation Dinner at 7 o'clock.
Oh, well then.
So we got to
here
do
at 7.
barbecue and some drinks and
And
then
then
go
we
to the
have-
And then
Buffalo
we're heading
Chip.
over.
What do you think of
Sounds
that?
better.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds like the track is live, getting all the cameras going on. Lots of chatter through the PCI race radios, but it is about to go down. So let's give a huge shout-out to Can-Am, Ford, Bronco, Monster Energy, Optima Batteries, Four Wheel Parts, Progressive, Holly EFI, Lasernut, Griffin Race Radiators, VP Racing Fuels, Nitto, King Shocks, King of the Hammers, Spider Tracks, Recaro, Baja Jerky, Amsoil, Method, Axial RC, PCI Race Radios, Off the Grid, MBRP, Yukon, HCR, Warren, ARB, Rigid, Brannick, Tread Lightly, and Action Sports Canopy. So please support who supports the sport. Without all of those wonderful partners, we would not be here racing for the 2022 Progressive Black Hills Throwdown at the Buffalo Chips Power Sports Complex just outside of Sturgis, South Dakota. You can see the 4,400 class lined up. It is Lauren Healy on the pole position right next to Paul Horschel. This is going to be an amazing show. So make sure you got about 20 seconds before the action starts, and the first couple minutes is going to be gnarly.
Last year, going into turn 1, Brett Harrell sent it up the inside on me, too. So he's used to those whoop sections, and that's a well-built car, so he might be able to get up on top.
We've been talking about they're not whoops, they're not rollers. It's kind of a non-rhythm section,
Oh, yeah.
we've been calling it.
No, that's
it's
fair.
fun to watch. I'm glad I'm not in it because it's different every time you come through it.
There was one time, this last race with me and Vaughn out there, he got off rhythm in there.
Oh,
and
there is Vaughn, so
He's
he is
out.
out there.
There he is.
Awesome.
Yeah, he got kind of bounced up like almost on top of me, and I was like, oh, man.
Oh,
Had to
no.
lock up the brakes in there.
It's good to see him back out there. I mean, he went off the course under his own power, I believe, but that's good to see him back out there on the race course.
Yeah, so they had some kind of drivability issues, but obviously they got the Fun Haver off-road team over there, and they had a few hours. They got them back in business, and it's going to be good. So we are about 5 seconds away.
The pace car, Mr. J.T. Taylor, just pulled off there.
They're rolling the Yukon launch and getting ready to hit the Progressive start-finish line, and it's going to be a drag race, and it is Lauren Healy versus Paul Horschel. Who's going to get this whole shot?
We shall see here in just a
The early
moment.
lead goes to Lauren Healy, but Paul Horschel on the outside has got a pretty good run.
Oh, look at that, but he's on the outside.
And they touch tires again. So they're across the Bronco boulders. It's side by side. Horschel launches a little harder than Healy, but right now, look how slick it is.
Slick, yes, because they watered it.
Yep, that's the blue groove with water on it.
And they are wide open. All you got drifting around the corner.
Wow.
Oh, Bailey Campbell gets a little off the edge. Look at the dust, how thick it is in turn number 2.
It does not matter how much water they put down. It's still going to have a lot of dust.
But Paul Horschel with the early lead, but right behind him, Fun Haver off-road team, Lauren Healy. And Lauren Healy is a master at this drifting in the short course. So Paul Horschel's got his hands full with Healy right behind him.
See him setting up for that turn just a
Lauren
little
Healy
too
got a
soon.
little early. Yep, you nailed that one. And there's Bailey Campbell in third position. So lots of action out there, lots of motorcycles and spectators here on site. Thank you again to each and every one of you for tuning in here on site and back at home.
It is packed grandstands right
It is amazing,
yes, it is.
isn't
Awesome. Are you guys having fun out there watching the race? Let's hear it. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming out and watching it. We got racers in the stands watching as well. But on course there is Mr. Lauren Healy behind Paul Horschel.
Yeah, I was going to say Paul Horschel still out front.
Look at the dust, the roost that Paul Horschel is sending. Do you miss this class, or are you having just as much fun, Bailey, in your Bronco in the 4600 class?
I definitely have a ton of fun in the Bronco, but it's definitely hard watching these guys go around and not being out there with them.
It's that horsepower.
Are you going to get back into the 4400 eventually?
We're working towards it.
I like
sure.
your style, buddy. Oh, look at the dust.
So Lauren is getting stuck back there, yeah.
Yep.
So the dust is definitely a little tricky out there. So the advantage goes to Paul Horschel in that single-seat IFS Horschel-built machine. But right behind him is another single-seat Horschel-built machine by Lauren Healy. So Nitto Tires 1, 2, and 3 right now with Bailey Campbell in that third position. Fourth position.
And Vaughn is making some good moves past Pendergast right now.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, Vaughn won this race last year, starting from the back of the pack. Dust is going to be extremely difficult, but you know Vaughn Gittin Jr. is going to be pushing hard. What a great race. There is action all over
down
the
hill.
course.
That's Chip or Zandy.
Yep.
So Vaughn is right behind Zandy Willens right now.
And Brett Harrell. Brett fell way off the pace off the start.
So Paul Horschel heading out for lap number 2 out of Tim. This is a 10-lap race, physical finish. It's going to be awesome all the way to the end.
5-second difference right now between Paul Horschel and Lauren Healy.
And they're getting a little bit of, so Paul Horschel and Lauren Healy are pulling them away a little bit, but Bailey Campbell sitting in that third position. And look at Lauren drifting as he hits the Bronco boulders.
So Bailey's 13 seconds behind Lauren Healy with 18 seconds behind Paul Horschel. So right now we have Paul Horschel in that number 1 position, Lauren Healy in second, Bailey Campbell third, Weston Jones fourth, Hunter Sparrow fifth, Chip McLaughlin sixth, Ryan Rockhold in that 7th position. They are coming through Brett Burton is now in 8th, and Brett Harrell is in 9th. So
what a great
Vaughn getting
race.
junior
This
10th.
is awesome. So Vaughn's moved from 15th to 10 in the first lap.
Wow.
Vaughn's on a mission.
Moving.
So
Yep.
it's going to be interesting, and he's got his work cut out for him because this is a physical finish race. So he's going to pass a lot of cars, fight a lot of dust.
Yep.
But the true champ of Vaughn Gittin, I would not count him out.
No, he does not know how to go slow.
no, he doesn't.
Yeah, as you saw, I mean, you and him battled earlier in the 4600 Spider Track stock class in those Broncos. That was a great shot.
There's your co-driver, Sean. Walking on by, going to watch the race. Well, co-driver, crew chief, mechanic,
Yeah, a little bit of
everything.
everything.
He just kind of wears
Best
every
buds.
hat.
He's a jack of all trades, that is for sure.
I mean,
Definitely.
he'll probably end up driving the car at some point here or there.
He's probably going, yeah, I want to. He knows
He
everything
said,
about
don't
it.
forget you said that.
He's going to mark that. He's going to replay this for you one of these days.
I'm
So
sure.
Paul Horschel still out front with the clean air, but clean air just for a little. I'm going to say a little over halfway through this race, I'll bet you there starts to be some lap traffic.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure. And look at that dust. I keep saying that, but the roost that Paul Horschel is throwing up in these corners, I mean, they all are doing it, but for some reason, it looks like his is just a little bit different.
Well, it's because there's no dust behind
That is
him,
true.
so he's got the first dust to throw out there. But Paul Horschel is out front, and he runs strong all the time. He has had a few bad lucks this year, so he would love to get the monkey off his back. Paul Horschel is one of the best builders we have in our sport, and to see him out front this early is a great thing. So wishing good luck to Paul Horschel, but I like everybody out on course, so I'm not playing favoritism. Lauren Healy is out there, and he's on a mission.
And it looks like both Healy and then Bailey behind Healy are just staying out of the dust in front of the cars, but in front of them. So just getting that clean air and trying to run their own race.
Running across the rigid ridge, bypassing the Amsoil hot pits, and they are running strong out on their second lap of 10, getting ready to head out for lap number 3.
Ooh, up on the bike there.
If I'm correct,
Lauren.
looking at this, it looks like Lauren is in 8th or 9th position, or Vaughn is in 8th or 9th position already. They all just came down the Recaro drop. Wow, there's a battle going on all over.
Lauren Healy with a 2:41 lap, fastest lap of the day.
And on screen right there is Lauren Healy going through the Bronco boulders.
So Corey Johnson just came over and said he had no brakes,
Oh,
couldn't
goodness.
start the race. So I hate to hear that. They came all the way from Alberta, Canada, and they're definitely bummed, but they had a lot of fun out here racing with us.
All right, now there is a almost 10-second gap between Paul Horschel and Lauren Healy as they came through last
I'm
time.
actually surprised the gap is that big already. Paul Horschel is really, really laying it down. So is that a strategy from Lauren, or is the dust playing that much of an impact on it? What do you think, Bailey?
I know back in that back section there is not much you can do with balls on both sides. The course narrows up a ton going up that finger, and if it gets dusty, it's really hard to push.
Oh, there is Patrick
Right in that finger
Beckworth.
right there.
Yeah, right where you were talking about, and that's blocking the
Oh, no,
entire
there's
course.
Paul Horschel coming
Uh-oh,
through.
our race leader. What
This-
is going to happen? Can he get around? I don't know. What are we going to do here? This is, Paul Horschel's lead completely disappears. Oh, he does get up and around.
I do have to tell you, you guys, Vaughn Gittin Jr. came through on that last lap in 8th position.
So that is a local yellow right there.
Yes.
So they're definitely being careful, but they got around. But Paul Horschel lost some important time there. So, Pam, I interrupt you. I apologize.
No,
What
you're
did you
fine.
just say?
I already finished it. Vaughn Gittin Jr. came through on that last lap in 8th position already.
So from 15th to 8th, he's making some moves for sure. Oh, I'm going to be super curious to see what the split time is between Horschel and Healy now that they had that little lap traffic with the little tip over from Patrick Beckwith.
And look at the mud that Paul Horschel is throwing up towards the drones.
I love how you're saying the mud, the dust. It's a little bit of everything out here.
Well,
but
look,
hey,
or the rocks. It could be rocks flying
but
at
hey,
us.
that's what Ultra 4 is all about, a little bit of everything.
And he and Lauren Healy is already in Paul Horschel's dust. So he went around just like Paul Horschel did. So we have right now Paul Horschel in that number 1 position, Lauren Healy in 2nd, Bailey Campbell in 3rd, Hunter Sparrow 4th, Ryan Rockhold is up in the 5th position, Brett Harrell is 6th, and Brent Burton 7th, Vaughn Gittin Jr. 8th, Tom Prendergast 9th, Brendan Thompson in that 10th position.
What a
so that's our top
great
10
race.
right now.
And one of our own, I want to give a shout out to Sean Reisky. He got married today. He races with us all the time. But hey, you gotta take care of what you gotta take care of. So congratulations to Sean Reisky for his marriage today.
So we'll see him maybe at the next race.
Up at Crandon.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you coming to Crandon, Bailey?
I am.
Yes. I love
Stay away
that
from
course.
the Bailey Pond.
I hope so.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All in good fun, but that was a scary situation. I'm so glad it worked out the way it did. It could have been. That was scary.
Yeah, it worked out.
And you were in there.
Yeah.
And how cold was that water? It looked cold out there.
40 degrees or so. It was not pleasant, especially when I had to hop back in.
Let's get the split time is only 5 seconds between Paul Horschel and Lauren Healy. And then Bailey Campbell is not too far. You're right
You're
behind.
so good at that,
Oh,
Miles.
my goodness. Or no, so bad at that.
No, you're so good at calling him Bailey Campbell and her Bailey Cole.
It got better when you switch classes, but now you're with me in the booth in the Nitto studio. So
You know,
just
she's the faster Bailey, so it's not hard for me.
So Angela just came over and gave me word that Chip is out of the race, a
Oh,
possible
no.
blown motor.
dang it, I hate to hear that for Rufus Racing.
Yes.
Look at Lauren Healy hitting that Nitto berm, giving it all he's got, and starting to fight that dust. It is two single-seat Horschel-built cars out front with Paul Horschel out front, Lauren Healy right behind him in that Ford Bronco. This is going to be a race to the finish.
I think Brett and Ryan Rockhold, they're running very close together. So Ryan Rockhold's in that fourth position. Brett Harrell's running in that fifth position. There's only a second and a half time difference between them two. And they're running for the fourth and fifth position.
Uh-oh, I hear a horn from Brent Burton trying to get around Hunter Sparrow.
Whoa, look at that launch.
There's our race leader, Paul Horschel, and then we go back to the progressive start-finish. Back to following Horschel.
And they have 7 laps remaining in the race.
And look at the dust those Nitto tires are kicking up.
Lauren is not too far behind Paul Horschel. He's definitely reeling him in.
What a great race day it has been. We started at 8 a.m., had a couple minimal breaks, but it has been wide open all day, and I couldn't think of a better place to be.
Did you see that jump just now down that Recaro drop?
Oh, that is awesome. They are starting to send it. They are picking up some speed. How fast do you think you're getting out there? Or the 4400s, are they getting over 80, 90 mile an hour?
I would think
Yeah.
so.
How fast did you get up to? I'm going to guess 60?
60,
Okay.
63 or so.
That's not bad for a little, what is it, a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder?
6-cylinder.
Okay, because I know they had both options in the Bronco.
And on screen is Miss Bailey Campbell out there. The drones are following her closely.
And do we know if Brian's in? They were
don't know.
undecided.
It's
I
a mystery.
Can't,
It's a
I can't
mystery.
quite tell. There's Hunter Sparrow and Brendan Thompson having a little battle out there on course.
Paul Horschel's getting ready to come through. Let's see if his lap time is this time. It's a 2:39. He was a 2:55 on his last lap, and he just picked it up to a 2:39. So Lauren Healy, let's see what the time split. 7 seconds.
So we
lost it a little bit.
About 2 seconds. Paul Horschel got about 2 seconds on him on that last one. You can just see the donkey kicks from that non-rhythm section.
And those are well-tuned cars.
Oh, yeah, he's got on Fox recently and done some great things with them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and they have awesome, they can change on the fly, right? Like some kind of valve.
Some of them can. I think Paul Horschel has those on his big car.
I think so. So I know Lauren and I think Paul have them on the big cars, but I think on both of their short course cars.
We're on the same
right.
page.
Okay.
I believe.
Yep.
Okay, I keep forgetting they have multiple cars like that.
It confuses me, I promise. And especially Lauren Healy, they have the same body, so you can't tell just from the air. You have to actually get down and look at it, or if you see if there's a second seat in there.
Yep.
So there is quite a gap between Lauren Healy and Bailey Campbell. You can tell how hard Paul Horschel and Lauren Healy are pushing. There is a 40-second gap between Lauren Healy and Bailey Campbell, but a 47-second gap between Paul Horschel and Bailey Campbell.
A 2:39 is pretty close to qualifying pace.
I think
2:37 was.
Yep, that was it. So
Paul.
To be racing speed, I think that's super impressive. And I hate to see that Paul Wolf popped his engine earlier because they would have been in the mix and that would have been interesting.
Oh man, that would have been a battle.
Yeah, but right now it's talking about a battle. It's Paul Horschel getting into lap traffic already.
Hey, you guys, Von Gutten is now in that 6th position.
Wow,
so he's moved up to
15th
6.
to 6th.
He is pushing.
And Brett Harrell
9 spots up.
Yes, and Brett Harrell is in 5th position. Ryan Rockhold's running in that 4th position, so good for him. He had a little mishap at, I think it was at Visions. Something happened there. But
And he had some issues here he's been battling, so great to see Ryan Rockhold with Rufus Racing in the 4th position right now. That's a great showing by him.
And speaking of Rufus Racing, they were helping Ryan work on his car whenever they got here. They had parts delivered out here to the Buffalo Chip.
It's a full team effort. Now Lauren Healy's into some lap traffic. but gets around him pretty quick, and now they're going to head up here, and then you can see the dust from Paul Horschel up and across the Rigid Ridge.
I can't tell. Was
guy
that
was
Patrick?
A brand new.
That's Patrick
Brand new,
Beckwith, the
brand
bomber.
new bomber.
Yep.
He's raced in the 4,800 class for the last few years, but this is his first time ever in a 4,400 class, and he came here just to qualify for the 2023 King of the Hammers.
That is awesome.
So the top 10 non-qualified in this race move on to the King of the or they get qualified for King of the Hammers.
Oh, there's Miss Bailey Campbell taking that a little wide right there. Or
She's
it was
in a-
strategy.
She's in a 2C IFS Campbell Enterprise chassis.
There's a chip
Uh-oh.
right there.
Chip happens. I hate to see.
Oh, and
He's
he just
starting
said
to-
earlier he didn't want to see us in the booth during his race. Oh, he's pointing fingers at
Wasn't me.
Miles.
So, Bailey,
the race
always a
going
pleasure.
on.
I'm going
Very
to
nice
have a
job.
chat with
Oh, yeah.
with old Chip, but thanks for coming in
Good
here,
old
and
Chip
good to see you, buddy.
And on screen just now is quite a battle going on between
Uh-oh, I
Ryan
see.
Rockhold and Brett
Is that
Terrell.
Weston Jones down in the bottom,
I couldn't
flipped
see.
over? So you're starting to make this a habit, Chip. What's going on? You're supposed to be out there on course, buddy.
Maybe I'm a better commentator than I am a race car driver.
You better get good at something.
So we came around on lap 2, came through the starting line, and came over the rock section. The front end came out, and I overread the motor, and didn't know what was going on. And as we were going over by the pits, it started letting loose.
So you popped an engine?
Yeah.
I
So
hate to hear that.
I don't know
for
if
you.
something's wrong with the transfer case, too, but we were trying to get out of everybody's way, and I didn't know if it was a flat. Then we figured out it was in two-wheel drive, and it does not like two-wheel drive out here.
Okay.
Did you pop him over earlier this year?
That
No,
was
I did
last year.
Crandon
Last year. Okay, I knew you had, but I couldn't remember which one.
But, like I said before, we came out, we just wanted seat time. I'm out of the points, well, even more now. But we tried some stuff with Maxis. Chris Shaw from Maxis here. We played around with some things, getting the car to handle right. We got vision, Baja design, eco staff. We're out here having fun. We're going to go ride bikes now. And
Yeah, you're going to stay for another 4 or 5 days and tool around, right?
yeah, hopefully that's the end of our carnage. And,
Yeah, no doubt.
Zandy's out there running strong. It looks like he's in 10th place now.
Yeah, top
And
10 for Zandy Willems so far.
Rockhold up in 4th. When I blew the motor, we were battling with him in two-wheel drive.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
And lost it in the back corner, went all the way around.
Paul-
Saw him and Harrow and Vaughn and all of them.
Speaking, isn't
So-
that Zandy right there?
That is
Yep,
Zandy.
So Paul Horschel is
Horschel's
lapping
getting ready
him
to
right
lap
now.
Zandy Willems as they come down the Recaro step down. Wow, look at the dust out there. This place
It's
is
bad.
getting wild.
We put
Oh, Lauren
Oh.
Healy off course.
Just blew that turn.
There he is. Lauren Healy blows the corner, so he is all over. So Paul Horschel has a little bit more of a lead.
it's the
Oh,
He's
division's a lot worse right now than
He's
it was
been
earlier.
exactly. He's been closing that gap quite a bit, but the breeze has completely gone away.
this is a 10-lap race. We are halfway through this race, but remember, to finish first you must finish.
I haven't grasped that yet.
You've made that quite clear.
Yeah, it this ain't the time. But Rockhold, he lost a
Ring
plug
and
in his
Transmission, right?
So instead of changing the transmission, we just filled it back up, said run it, and
so far, so good.
he's doing good.
There's that new bomber chassis we were talking about
Patrick
earlier.
Beckwith?
Yep.
I went and talked to him a little while. He's like, man, this is wild.
Yeah,
Because I had no
it's
idea
a
what I
whole
was getting
different
into.
ball game, isn't it? So here's the gap between Paul Horschel and Lauren Healy,
It's
and
a
what is
9.8
it?
second
I'm-
gap.
With him blowing that corner, it's still
He-
less
well,
than 10 seconds. I'm pretty impressed.
Lauren was closing in quite a bit on Paul, so that really probably shows to how hard he was driving. That's how come he blew that turn, because he was closing that gap quite a bit.
Did y'all see in turn one when Horschel went over the berm and Harrell followed him?
No.
Yeah, right here before the rocks. Everybody took off.
Oh. That
That's
is Ryan
Rockhold.
Rockhold
Same
loses a
wheel.
left front tire.
That's the
there's
same one
Vaughn.
he broke off at MAO.
Man,
Oh, my
he's getting good
goodness.
at that, isn't he?
Well,
is
he's
that a
gonna be-
Rufus thing? Or?
Maybe I need to take that stickers off of him.
Tough break for Ryan Rockhold. So there's Vaughn Gittin Jr.
That's a tough break for him.
Where's Vaughn Gittin now? Is he
Vaughn
up to
Gittin-
6th
well,
place
that's
still?
going to put him in. No, that'll put him in 5th now
Oh,
because
yeah.
Ryan rolled.
Looks
So-
like that was a pretty soft roll for Ryan. He's big-headed, so he's all right. He's got a helmet under his helmet.
Oh my goodness.
So back riding on the Believe Cam FPV following Paul Horschel and back to Lauren Healy. That's first and second. That's kind of our race. Bailey Campbell still comfortably in that third position, but right now the battle between Lauren Healy and Paul Horschel is going to be interesting. And you know Paul Wolf is sitting over here just bummed he's not out there.
Brad and I are walking back. He goes, I told you to drive like Paul Wolf, but not that way.
So Brett Harrell has moved up into that number 4 spot right now. Vaughn Gittin Jr. in 5th. What a crazy day. He had an incident in the race or in the prelim, and now he's back out. We weren't sure if he was going to make it out on race course, and here he is. Started in 18th position or something?
16th. Yep.
16th position, and he's already up into the 5th position. So we have Paul Horschel still in that number 1 spot. Lauren Healy in 2nd, Bailey Campbell 3rd, Brett Harrell 4th, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. in that 5th position. That's our top 5.
4 laps to go. What a great race. If you're just tuning in, we thoroughly appreciate each and every one of you. This is the 2022 Progressive Black Hills Throwdown at the Buffalo Chips Power Sports Motorplex, just outside of Sturgis, South Dakota. And there's a great shot of Lauren Healy showing off his drifting skills, putting those Nitto tires to work.
So in the prelims, that one was like riding on ice right there in that corner.
It was pretty wild.
Was it right after they watered it? Is that why? Yeah.
I backed in there like I was a professional Pro 4 driver. It's not. It was wet. But I was like, oh, that's just what this feels like. So I'm gonna go watch the rest of the race with my team. Thank y'all for being out here and everybody that supports us, and we'll see y'all in Crandon.
Well, you just proved it once again. Chip happens.
It happens. So.
And it happens.
All right, see y'all.
All right, good seeing you, buddy. Back on screen with Paul Horschel. So what's the time split? Is up to 12 and a half seconds between Horschel and Healy. So Horschel's turning it up, or is Healy laying back a little bit? This is an amazing race.
Well, Horschel's lap times are pretty consistent, about a 2:38. Lauren Healy's, his fastest lap was a 2:39, but his last lap was 2:41. So he's definitely a little bit slower on the course, but that could be lap traffic. It could be the dust playing an issue.
And speaking about Paul Horschel, he has 2:38 laps. I mean, you talk about smooth and consistent. Paul Horschel is in the zone. I love listening, talking to Paul. I'll sneak into his pit sometimes and just talk a little bit of car. The guy is an absolute genius. He is one of the best builders we have in Ultra 4. And then you put on like I said, an absolute genius. You throw a helmet on, visor down, turns into an animal.
And there on screen, that's
Paul Horschel, our physical race leader. What a great race we have.
Ryan Rockhold, he had a good run going.
He was running top 5. Had to have been one of his best showings thus far. But, hey, that's racing. Lauren Healy back on screen.
That's that left-hand turn that we've been talking about all day that goes into that right-hander where that tire that a couple people have hit. Vaughn Gittin Jr. is in that 5th position right now. We have 3 laps remaining in this race in the 4,400 Unlimited class. Everyone that's sticking around, if you want to hear the podiums, we do them right after the race is over. It's fun to hear the drivers talk back and forth. To everyone here that's in our audience watching.
The dust is thick. The wind is blowing. It is nasty out here, but it is a lot of fun.
On screen again is Mr. Lauren Healy.
And you know he's putting that Bronco through the paces, pushing as absolute hard as he can.
And Brendan Thompson going across the progressive start-finish line right now. He is running in the 7th position.
And there's Bailey Campbell coming to screen. She's running a great race as well. She's been comfortable in that 3rd position the entire race. But Brett Harrell not too far back, and Vaughn Gittin still pushing hard.
Yes, he is. Paul Horschel just came through. He has a 2:38, 3:27 lap.
So there goes Lauren Healy pushing hard as he hits the Yukon launch and now across the progressive start-finish line. And look how far he's sending it.
A 14-second gap between him and Paul Horschel right now.
He has that non-rhythm section pretty figured out now.
He has his own rhythm.
Absolutely. Now the Bronco hits the Bronco boulders, does a little bunny hop up and over, and still pushing strong.
And look at him drift that turn right there. Earlier, whenever they first went out, it was wet. Obviously, there's no water down anymore, but they know how to set those Broncos up for those turns, and they just drift the whole entire corner.
Speaking about Bronco, there's Vaughn Gittin Jr. in the top 5, still pushing strong. There's Brendan Thompson in the bottom left. This is a great race. We only have 2 laps to go.
And on screen right there is Vaughn Gittin Jr. running in that 5th position.
And you know he's pushing hard. He wants to be on the podium with his Fun Haver off-road teammate, Lauren Healy.
Bailey,
But he has some
he has a lot of
competitors
work
to get through.
A lot of work to do. It is
Yeah.
still, they have two laps left, and Bailey Campbell just came across. She has a minute 4 second behind Lauren Healy and a minute 18 behind Paul Horschel.
And look at that. The top 5 are all on Nitto tires. So this could be a Nitto sweep for the 4400 Unlimited class.
So with the lap times that Paul and Lauren are throwing down, Bailey Campbell is about a half of a lap behind them, if that puts anything in
That
perspective.
shows you how hard Paul Horschel and Lauren Healy are pushing. And to say how hard Healy's pushing, he's blown a couple corners and still within striking distance.
And Von Gittin Jr. is a minute 49 behind Paul Horschel and a 6 seconds behind Brett Harrell, who is running in that 4th position.
Lauren Healy hitting the Recaro step down as we speak, as the Believe Cam FPV drone is chasing down a lot of cars out there.
Man, he
wow,
is
look
hitting
at
that
the
hard.
dust.
When
This
Lauren
is
just,
insane.
When Lauren just hit that Recaro step down, you got that second step that's below it, and he launched off of it. And
it just kind of flicks in the
he
air
was
a
already
little bit.
in the
Yep.
air, turned.
He's giving it all he's got. Here comes Brendan Thompson and Brent Burton.
So Brendan Thompson, he's running in that 7th position, but he just bumped up into the 6th position. Brent Burton is in that 7th position.
White flag is out for Mr. Paul Horschel. 1 lap to go. 2 more miles. Can he hold it together?
We shall see. Only time will tell.
And here comes Lauren Healy across the Yukon launch. So I'm going to say he's about in that 15, 17
14,
second
15.
mark.
14.6.
Yep, 14 and a half seconds. So I don't know if he's got enough to do it, but he's going to give it all he's got.
It's all if Paul. Well, what do you always say, Miles? Is Paul's race to lose.
Absolutely. To finish first you must finish. Paul Horschel out front, but the dust, the lap traffic, we'll see how it all shakes out. And that's a great shot of how thick this dust is. He can't see anything. Look at him get off course. This dust is thick.
And he's coming into the lap traffic right now.
And so hopefully the spotters are going to say, hey, leaders coming around, please pull over. But Paul Horschel is coming through.
I can't tell who that is. He's getting ready
Brent
to wrap.
Burton, I believe. In that 2-seat Trent Fab IFS machine. But Paul Horschel in that single-seat Horschel-built car is really putting on a show for everybody here for the 2022 Progressive Black Hills Throwdown at the Buffalo Chips Power Sports Complex just outside of Sturgis, South Dakota.
Look at that dust that Paul Horschel's
that
getting
is
into in that lap
absolutely
traffic. There
and he
he
has
is.
to bump him a little bit.
I mean, it's definitely thick. It's like driving blind in the fog.
And there's Lauren Healy. That probably picks him up a couple seconds. But then he'll have to fight some traffic. Oh, what's going on the bottom?
Well,
I hope I
that's
didn't
that
see what I
canyon.
saw.
That's that canyon right there that is a
Okay, it was just
nasty
dust
canyon.
going over the berm. Good.
Well,
But
just
yeah,
like they
Horschel
were
gets
just,
around.
like they were just saying, you know, in those canyons, the dust does not. There's no wind movement in there. So
Oh, Paul Horschel's still fighting Brent Burton. There he out horsepowers him up the hill.
So now we'll have Lauren Healy that's going to be stuck behind him
Yep.
if he doesn't make a quick
But
pass.
hey, lap traffic as Paul Horschel hits the Recaro step down. And what a wonderful, wonderful race we have on our hounds.
What a race this has been. This is always such an exciting race. Looks like somebody has rolled up there again by that tire. Hopefully that is not Lauren. That's not Lauren, is it?
I can't tell. Yes, it is Lauren Healy. That is absolutely horrible. He was pushing so hard, he takes a tumble. Lauren Healy upside down. I feel so bad for him. He has had such a great run going all day long. But, hey, if you're pushing that hard, you're always on the ragged edge.
Well, and that's the same spot earlier. Teammate Von Gittin Jr. rolled as well. And
he was a corner before that because he clipped that tire.
And here's Paul Horschel right now getting the checkered flag for an unofficial first place out here at the Black Hills Throwdown in Sturgis.
So Paul Horschel just unofficially wins first place. Coming across, getting the progressive checkered flag. Ah, tough break for
But they
Lauren
had such
Healy.
a lead. If they can get that off, I wonder how far behind.
You're right. And there goes Bailey
Bailey
Campbell.
Campbell.
Where's she at?
Miss Bailey Campbell is getting ready to come down the Recaro
So look
drop.
at this. Lauren Healy's back under. He could still keep his second place position.
Oh, my
Holy
gosh.
cow. That shows you how far out front Lauren Healy really was. And he is
Wow.
giving it all he's got. And you know the spotters up there saying, Bailey is on your tail. keep on keeping on.
Oh,
This
my
is an
gosh.
amazing race. I
Okay.
cannot believe it.
Race of the day. See, they had such
Wow,
a
wow,
half
wow.
a lap lead. That goes to show you the recovery team out there getting people cleared off the course so fast. All they did was flip him over and
Absolutely.
he
The
took off.
Dusty Goggle volunteer guys got Lauren Healy rolled back over,
Wow.
and he may keep on the podium. That is awesome. But Bailey Campbell's hot on his heels, but one more turn to go, and Lauren Healy's going to hit the Yukon launch, and it looks like Lauren Healy, even
my.
after he rolled, gets this second place. So it
This
does a
is-
little show out. Lauren Healy, then Bailey Campbell, second and
And then
third.
Brett Harrell, he's running in that fourth position. We'll see him come through here
What
shortly.
a way to finish the last lap. You talk
Wow.
about Fun Haver off-road team, Lauren Healy putting on a clinic. There
Seriously.
it was. I mean, how great was that?
And guys, I would stick around because this podium, this is going to be a good one to talk to.
Wow, wow, wow.
So there's
Here's
Brett
Brett
Harrell.
Harrell grabbing the checkered flag,
So-
unofficial fourth place.
So we should have Von Gittin Jr. coming through right now. He's unofficially in that fifth position.
So Fun Haver off-road teammate Vaughn Gittin Jr. grabbing fifth,
What
and there's
a
Sandy
race.
Willems. So unofficial first place goes to Paul Horschel. Unofficial second goes to Lauren Healy. Unofficial third, Bailey Campbell. So it looks like it's a Nitto Tires sweep.
Well, and then we have Brett Harrell in that fourth position and Von Gittin Jr. fifth. So that's a top five right there for
That
Nitto.
is absolutely amazing. And I'm just going to go back to how awesome was that. Lauren Healy rolls over on the last lap, gets rolled back over. That's how far out front Paul Horschel and Lauren Healy were.
Wow, that is so cool
That
to
was
see that.
absolutely amazing. And the grandstands are absolutely packed. What'd you think of that race, guys? The crowd's going wild.
Yep.
That was one heck of a show.
You guys definitely should stick around. We're going to do our podiums here in just a minute. This is going to be one you don't want to miss. And on right now, there is Brendan Thompson going across in that unofficial sixth position.
So a great race by all. Thank you, every single one who has tuned in for a little bit, for a lot of bit. This has been a great day of racing for the 2022 Progressive Black Hills Throwdown at the Buffalo Chips Power Sports Complex just outside of Sturgis, South Dakota. What a wonderful day. And I'm going to give our amazing marketing partners one more shout out. Thank you to Can-Am, Ford, Bronco, Monster Energy, Optima Batteries, 4-Wheel Parts, Progressive Insurance, Holly EFI, LaserNut, Griffin Race Radiators, VP Racing Fuels, Nitto, King Shocks, King of the Hammers, Spider Tracks, Recaro Seats, Baja Jerky, Amsoil, Method Race Wheels, Axial RC Cars, PCI Race Radios, Off the Grid Clothing, MBRP, Yukon Gear and Axle, HCR and Daystar, Warren Factor 55, ARB, Rigid, Brannick Motorsports, Tread Likely, and Action Sports Canopy. So please support who supports the sport. Without all these amazing marketing partners, we would not be racing here today in Sturgis during Bike Week.
Oh,
One
my
heck
gosh.
of a show. I'm telling you.
That was the race of the day.
Lauren Healy and Paul Wolf have kind of been the race of the season. Paul Wolf drops out early, but Lauren Healy still puts on a show all the way to the end. One great day of racing, and that's how you end it with Ultra 4.
Definitely. That was
Wow.
awesome. I see Tim with Nitto coming over here. You're going to be giving his drivers some water
Some-
and
some
celebrating.
fresh hats. What a great, great day it was.
And
That's why
right
we
now-
get everything checked out. We're going to dot our I's, cross our T's, and Pam's going to go over there and give some of those amazing laser nut trophies. Thank you to Cody Wagner and Company. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
Bronco, an American classic, returns. And it only gets better when it's outfitted with the right gear. From bumpers to winches, rigging accessories, suspensions, body armor, and wheels. You need a full array of gear to outfit your Bronco for adventure. Get them now at warren.com. It's time for electric to
turn into lightning. An electric truck that can haul on both ends. That can help build your house. And if need be, power that house. That feels like a bullet train and works like a freight train. The fully electric F-150 Lightning.
Hello and welcome. Breathe, relax, and enjoy the meditation. Provided by Yukon Gear and Axle. Shop now. The ultimate off-road performance.
Rocks, sand, heat. Life off-road is tough. We wouldn't have it any other way. If AMSOIL products are designed for this kind of punishment, think about what they can do for your daily driver. Upgrade to AMSOIL protection today and get fast free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
I am Monster Mate. You know, the thing that people don't realize about ARB is that they have been developing the parts as our series and our sport has grown to these new extremes. They keep evolving as the sport has evolved.
Rocks, sand, heat. Life off-road is tough. We wouldn't have it any other way. If AMSOIL products are designed for this kind of punishment, think about what they can do for your daily driver. Upgrade to AMSOIL protection today and get fast free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
Years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
Bronco, an American classic, returns. And it only gets better when it's outfitted with the right gear. From bumpers to winches, rigging accessories, suspensions, body armor, and wheels. You need a full array of gear to outfit your Bronco for adventure. Get them now at warn.com.
It's time for electric to turn into lightning. An electric truck that can haul on both ends, that can help build your house, and if need be, power that house. That feels like a bullet train and works like a freight train. The fully electric F-150 Lightning.
Now with our 4,400 unlimited race here at the Progressive Black Hills Throwdown. That was the race of the day. Right now we're here with Bailey Campbell. You guys, awesome job out there. You have your fiance in the car with you. Give us a little bit of a breakdown of your race.
I went really smooth. We were kind of chasing problems with the car a little bit this weekend, and we had the best pit crew out here helping me work on the car all morning, and we got it done. Brian has been my co-driver this weekend, and he has pushed me so hard in this car. I'm not a fan of short course, and he might have changed my mind a little bit because he showed me how to drive that car.
So people that are here from over at the Buffalo Chip that don't know who Bailey Campbell is, she also works on her car as well, so you guys have to give her some props for that. So that's pretty awesome out there changing the axle on your trailer yesterday as well when you guys arrived. So Brian, were you yelling at her to go faster, or what were you doing in the co-driver seat?
Yeah, trying to get her to go faster, but the problem is that we have some tranny issues, so we're getting hot. So she just kind of maintained transmission temps and keep our gap that we had. So, but I want to thank Paul right here because he actually lent us a hand getting the car back together, as well as Lauren. So without the three guys on the podium here with us, we wouldn't be racing.
Well, and you guys just changed that transmission out, this morning?
Yeah, we decided to do it this morning because it was leaking a little bit. So again, without the pit crew, we wouldn't be, out here racing. So.
Awesome. Well, who would you like to thank for getting you up here today?
Yeah, definitely Monster Energy, Nitto Tire. Oh my God, fresh tires on a short course are the way to go. Fox Shocks, so the tuning was great, and just everybody on this fire suit has got me here today, and I can't be more thankful.
Well, congratulations on your third place finish out here, even though you don't like the short course, but are you going to change your mind on that one?
Yeah, a little bit more practice would be good.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to you guys. I'm going to move on over here to our second place finish. Mr. Lauren Healy, between you and Paul, you guys had about a half of a lap ahead of her. You had a little mishap out there on that last lap, but oh my gosh, you got to flip back over on course in front of her, finishing up here on the podium. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that was the second time I was passing a lap, that same lapper, and pushed me outside in the berm and caught a rut, kind of how the whole day went. I jumped off the course out into the weeds in Paul's dust 3 or 4 times, and it was gnarly out there. So, but super proud of both of these guys up here, or gals, Bailey, sorry, my bad. And super grateful for my team. You know, it was a rough weekend. We got a lot of damaged race trucks out here on this course, but you know, we keep on pushing, and the guys just bust their butt and keep giving us good trucks to keep racing every time, and we're out here competitive trying to win. So huge thanks to all our partners, Nitto Tire, obviously 1, 2, 3 up here on the podium as we continue to do all the time, and everybody else that supports us. You know, those Ford Broncos, you know, we were out ripping all weekend. So thanks to everybody, thanks to my family, and can't wait to come back out and race Paul again.
It was awesome out there for sure. You guys, I mean, watching this race, Miles and I was like the race of the day. You and Paul put on an awesome show. Quite the lead, like I said earlier. But anybody else you'd like to thank?
No, I mean, I think we're good.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on that second place finish. Unfortunately, you got a lot of work to do, but right now we are with the man of the hour, Mr. Paul Horschel, #1 position up here. Give it up. Paul, you're always a man of few words, but you got to give us a little bit more of a rundown of the race today.
I knew it was going to be dusty, and I just knew I had to get out front. And Lauren's got a big motor. I got a little bit bigger motor, but we came in the corner pretty hot, and I drove over his car for the second time in 2 races. So sorry, but I knew I had to be out front. I knew if it was the other way around, I wasn't going to be able to pass him. It's just too dusty out there. I wish they would just water that whole top section. The lap traffic wasn't too bad for me. I mean, there was a few guys there, but all in all, it wasn't too bad, but I wasn't in the dust.
Well, you also, obviously, you had an amazing day out there. You've been helping out teammates all weekend long. Who would you like to thank for getting you up here at the top of the podium?
You know, first and foremost, my family, my wife, my family, they let me come out here and race. And my crew, Mitch, and Josh, and Zig. I wrecked my car 2 weeks ago, and we just put a whole new roof on it, whole new front end on it in 2 weeks, and I was gone 10 days, and these guys just busted it out. They wanted me to win more than anybody, so I really can't thank them enough.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on that #1 spot. Will we see you at Crandon this time?
That's the plan.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you there. And let's give it up for our 1, 2, and 3 of Paul Horschel, Lauren Healy, and Miss Bailey Campbell. Back to you, Miles.
What a wonderful day of racing it has been. We've got a full crowd behind us. It's been such a great day. Thank you to everybody for tuning in to the 2022 Progressive Black Hills Throwdown here at the Buffalo Chips Power Sports Store. It's been so much fun. I hope you've enjoyed as much as we've had. Pam, what do you say?
Oh, I think it was a great day. I mean, the dust was an issue, obviously, for everybody, even us. Our stuff is filthy up here. We look like we've been out on the race course, but a great day. We're in Sturgis. We're here for a bike week. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, can't get any better than that. And then tonight here in just, what time is it? In about an hour, we'll do the Racer Appreciation Dinner here at the Ultra 4 tent. So be sure to everybody come over and let's chat it up, have some grub. So thanks to the Robinettes for sponsoring that. Once again, it's been a great thing they've added. And speaking about things you don't want to miss, next weekend at Mid-America Outdoors, the UTV takeover. And then over Labor Day weekend, Ultra 4, I'm going to go up to Crandon for the Big House. You're going to stay at Mid-America Outdoors for the Side-by-Side Championship Series. And then we're going to end up October 26th through the 30th back at Mid-America Outdoors for Legends of the Fall. So if you've enjoyed anything you've watched today, be sure to tune in the rest of the season. And then we're going to kick off next year with a 2023 King of the Hammers in the first weekend of February. It's going to be an amazing end of the year and a great start of the year. So be sure to tune in as much as you can. But again, I am Miles Hasquist. This is Mrs. Pam Hall, and we're going to see you at the next race.